Hello YouTube, it's Ryan here with Hobbies Man once again, and today we're going to be doing another original English light novel review. I have one more that I need to read before I'm done with all of the English light novels that I physically have right now, but today we're going to be looking at Aliens Club by Junit. This is an original English light novel. I don't remember if he ever told me it was, but you know, it reads like one. It has the look and style of one, so I'm pretty sure it's an original English light novel. Otherwise, it's just Western style novel with a lot of anime influence. Either way, it's basically the same thing. So it's written by Junit. He sent it to me, and it's self-published on Amazon as far as I know. It seems to be in that style. It has a very kind of print to order kind of feel to it. This one was not printed here in Texas like the other one I reviewed. So I'm guessing that this was printed in wherever Junit lives, and then he sent it to me. It's probably what happened. And the demographic, as far as I can tell, is probably YA, because it seems to be a YA story. And the genres here are slice of life, school, and there's kind of an element of mystery here. This obviously has no adaptation. And I'm going to do this in the same kind of style as the other one, which is I'm going to tell you the rating, the premise, and then I'm just going to talk about the story in general. So, my rating for this is a 3 out of 5. I didn't find it particularly amazing. I also didn't really hate it. I'm more than willing to read the next volume for the series, and I think that's more important than really anything else. And the reason it's a 3 out of 5, it's because I didn't really feel like there was enough here to sink my teeth into. So this book is 117 pages long. And as you can see, there really isn't too many pages, too many words per page. It's not very big of a text block. It's not very dense. There's really not that much to it. There's a lot of spacing. The letters are really large for the amount of space that's taken up. And there's really large margins. So this book doesn't really have too much content. The content in it is good, and like it's enjoyable enough. But by the end of the first book, I don't really feel like it's gotten anywhere. This basically felt like an introduction segment. And even in normal light novels, this segment of the story, this introduction bit, would be the first half of the novel. So it's not that I didn't like what I read. It's just that what I read didn't feel fulfilling to read. And my ratings are based on enjoyment, and enjoyment also comes with fulfillment, and I didn't really feel fulfilled by reading this. However, the ending point was actually quite good for what the story was telling, so I think that the author, Junit, did a great job with what he wrote and how he wrote it. I just think that the stopping point, even though really good, felt more like the middle of the book than it felt like the end of the book, if that makes sense. So the premise is basically that we follow this kid called Ray, who has a twin brother called Day, and we follow them through the end of the first day of school. And then we follow them through 3 to 7 days of a week after the first day of high school, where they're just doing things with this aliens club. And originally, Ray joins this aliens club because his brother dares him to do so. So it's not very plot heavy, honestly. The feel of the story is very similar to Haruhi Suzumiya or something in that vein, and I think it's pretty good. The closest thing to it that I've read from a Western author is also another original English light novel author, and let me get the book so I can show you, because I don't really remember what it's called off the top of my head. So I'll be back in just a second. Okay, so here it is. The other original English light novel that I feel has the most similar vibe to this is this one called The Integrity of the Super Club, Volume 1. Now, it's more or less about a group of kids that are together in a group activity in an after-school club, and they have this very, like, mysterious vibe to what they're trying to figure out. In this case, they're trying to look into aliens, and that's mostly where I get the idea that this is similar to Haruhi Suzumiya. So the plot line is we meet the character Ray, we get him to get dared, he joins the club, he offends everyone at the club, and then he starts showing up every day after school for this club. Eventually, he meets the other characters, Wick, Cosmo, and Penny, and he gets joined by his brother in the club. And at this after-school club, they start talking to each other and making friends. They never actually get to talking about aliens, and the moment that they do, it's very minimal. However, at the same time that we're learning about these characters and kind of seeing them start to interact and become friends, we also follow this other character called Fritz, who's basically a chuny, and he really is really into the fact that he thinks he's from another world. He never sees his parents, which is probably why he's weird, because he wants attention from his parents, and his parents don't really give him any. His two friends, who I can't remember the name of, I think one of them is called Sue, and it's a girl. Can't remember the name of the other guy, but them two and him are really close friends, and we follow them for a little bit, and we follow Ray and the rest of the characters that he's friends with for the vast majority of the time. And there's also a lot of weird like things that happen. Like they have a teacher, Mr. Tanaka or Makaka, something like that, and he is just mean and angry, but he's a good teacher. And he also sleeps in a coffin for some reason. And I don't know. I think the plotline was good. I enjoy very simple slice of life, like mystery stories. It also kind of has a vibe similar to something like Occultic 9 or something like that, where it's a bunch of kids just trying to find out a mystery, kind of like Scooby-Doo. But I feel that it just didn't really get to go anywhere. And I feel that that's a big, drawback of the story, is that it could have been twice as long, and it could have actually gotten to them figuring out some sort of mystery, right? So that's basically the problem, is that there's not enough content here to make me feel satisfied. However, the content that is there is good. Ray is an interesting main character. He's kind of very funky, really weird. He's not necessarily the most exciting or like good guy that I really think so, or like that I would really enjoy like interacting with. I don't really find him to be a compelling character for me, but I can see that he has a lot of good qualities that make him an interesting read at the very least. Very similar to Haruhi Suzumiya. Like, I feel like she would be really annoying to interact with as a person, but as a character, she works really well. She's kind of interesting, and I think that Ray is very similar to that. Day is a little weird, and he doesn't really show up and do much. Honestly, my favorite character is probably Fritz. I think he's just funny. I really like chuny characters. I don't know, I think they're really fun. Like Tanaka is my favorite character in Komi Can't Communicate, besides Komi, obviously. Wick is just the average cool guy. Penny is kind of an oddball, kind of nice girl. And Cosmo is the like ice queen girl. And they're not bad. I actually enjoy all of the way that all of the characters interact. I just, again, feel that the content was lacking. And there really isn't any world building. There's not very much setting to be explored yet. Everything basically happens in the hallway at school that doesn't have any description, or in their club room, or that one time that they go out into to eat ice cream or donuts or something at like a pastry place. And none of these places have a lot of setting development to them because it's not really necessary. We mostly just care about the way that the characters are interacting with each other. There's a little bit of art here that I actually think is really cute. This style, even though it's very simplistic, it's very adorable. It's really cute. However, it doesn't really take up all of the page. And that's kind of boring or lame. I don't know, like, it should have been better if the pages were filled with art, right? Even if it was just some background or something. But, this is self-published work, so I can't really hold it to the highest standard like I could a light novel. Like, if a light novel doesn't have any illustrations, unless it's really good, I'm probably going to dislike it for that reason. I really don't feel correct or don't feel okay with holding original, self-published works to the same extent or to the same level on things like that, because these things cost money, and if these writers are only just starting, they don't have the money to invest in things like that, right? That at the end of the day are just window dressing. They don't really affect the story all that much. There's no fan service or anything in this. And like I said, my rating is a 3 out of 5. I don't really hate it. I didn't think anything was bad about it. I just think that there was not enough content for me to sink my teeth in. And so this led to a less than perfect reading experience. And so that's why I dropped it down to a 3 out of 5. If there was more content and I found the content compelling as the first part, I would have really given it a 5 out of 5 for, just existing, because I would have really enjoyed it. I really find it to be an enjoyable read. I just feel like it didn't really go anywhere, and that kind of sucks, right? So, yeah, that's my review for Aliens Club. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you guys in the next video. See you guys later.